This here is a game that I have been very excited about since I found out that it was going to even be made. Not necessarily excited to play it because I'm not really big on like side scroller beat 'em ups. I'm not big on like, Double Dragon, Bad Dudes, stuff like that. I do like the old school TMNT games, but that's about it. I was excited about it because I love Terrifier. I love anything Terrifier. I own all the movies on their Witter VHS drops. I own the Umbrella Entertainment VHS drop that came out. I own figures, statues. I own the movies multiple times over on Blu-ray and 4K. I have the original Steelbook that is apparently like stupid, hard to get and expensive now, but I bought it off of Damien Leone's website years ago, back when the first movie, I think around the time it had just been added to Netflix, like before it was this huge successful thing. I've always loved Terrifier. So to have a game made, even if it's not a genre that I necessarily like all that much, I'll eat up any content that I can get, to be completely honest. And I'm so stoked to get this open. A little funny detail, and I think, yeah, it's just on the outside shrink wrap. So the PlayStation version of this is censored. Not the game itself, but the cover art is censored. And I'll get a closer look at that here in a second. Or actually, I can probably just hold it up like this, huh? Yeah, so it's censored over Victoria's face. And I think that's really funny because the Switch one isn't. Sony is notoriously very against gore being on their platform and being associated with their platform. So you see that in stuff like Martha's Dead and the whole controversy there with them removing that level where you have to cut the chick's face off. And then you see it, again here, and you see it kind of pop up here and then. But the Switch version is not censored, which really, really shows us how far Nintendo has come from where they used to be to the old like Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat not having any blood in it and stuff like that. So enough of me yapping. Let's get this guy open. See what it comes with. The box does a thing that I hate whenever games do collector's editions, where the box is not the same size as any other box that you might have. So like for reference, I've got some other PS5 collector's editions or like special editions, and I'll kind of hold them up. And we'll get a closer look at the box. Oh no, it is censored. It is censored. That's crazy. It's censored on the box itself. I think it is a sticker. Yeah, I could pull that off if I wanted to. I'm gonna leave it. I think that's really funny, but we'll get a closer look at that here in a second when I do the like pass through unboxing with all the zoom in stuff. That's so funny. Anyway, what I was saying before I had like a ADHD sidetrack is that the box is an inconvenient size compared to like other collector's editions. I wish they could unify. So like for instance, this Soul Reaver box and this FF7 box, pretty much the exact same size. The Soul Reaver one is a little bit thicker, but there's 2 games that are inside of it. But overall, the dimensions are pretty much exactly the same, right? They look really good on a shelf. I really care how things look on a shelf. That's really important to me. But this one is just obnoxiously large. Kind of the same thing as like the Slitterhead box for the Slitterhead Day 1 edition. Again, still way smaller. And then if we grab one of those like Final Fantasy ones, different dimensions, right? Than the Slitterhead box, and this is more unified. You'll see more that kind of fit this size. Huge. Like I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with this. It's also like way smaller than stuff like say the limited run special edition boxes, where it's about the same width. It's a little bit thicker, but it's about the same width. But it's way taller. So when you put this on a shelf, it's not going to line up. It's not going to line up, and that's going to drive me crazy. It's going to drive me insane. So this guy here comes with the enamel pins, a puke bag, a reversible poster, bloody gameplay gloves, the physical game character sticker set, Arts Mix soundtrack, Arts art book, premium collector's box, which you can see here, a special thank you letter, instruction manual, and exclusive digital content. And this back piece is just like lightly glued on, so if you wanted to pull this off, you could. I'm gonna try to leave it intact as long as I can. I like when my games have that stuff. How the hell do you open this? Is this another one of those, like the Doom one from the last video? Which, how the f do you open this? Does it open on a hinge? That's weird. It does, it opens on a hinge. Okay. I've never had a game open like a shoebox before. Yeah, I've never had a game open like a shoebox before. That's new for me. So, and we'll get a closer look at this here in a second. But we've got this cool little eyeball artwork here. And right off the rip, we have the gloves. So I think that it's only fair that for the rest of this video, I throw these gloves on and I pretend to be one of those like ASMR YouTube things. Where I'm like wearing the glove. Who's that unboxing guy on YouTube who's far more successful than I'll probably ever be? The one who like wears the white gloves and like taps on things. Oh, these are not meant for, well, maybe. No, they're still too small, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, so we are, oh, I could do the Michael Jackson. I could just, never mind. No, I don't want to do the Michael Jackson. Don't I look cute? Don't I look good? Don't I look fly? Don't I look sick? Tight as fuck? I am sick. I'm still getting over my cold from the other day. So we have the gloves, which are very cool. We have this digital content code, which I'm not going to, that is a thick, that's a thick piece of paper. I'm not going to show this to you because there's a code on it, but I assure you there is a digital content code that you get with this. 2 letters. Both have the same fronts, but they have different things on the back. So this one just says T with like the Terrifier T, and this one is stamped as art. And we'll take a closer look at these when we do the zoom in here in a bit. Enamel pins of the characters, which you are not going to be able to see from up there, but when we get the little zoom in, you'll get a closer look. Sticker sheet. Very cool. Who do we have? We have the Orderly, we got the Pale Girl, we got Art, we got Victoria. Very cute. This poster looks huge. I'll unfold this in a second. I'm very excited about this. I'm always looking for more art, especially Terrifier stuff. We've got this. This is a barf bag. I know this is mentioned on the back. This is so stupid. I love this. This is so cool. It says, don't mess up your couch. This vomit bag has been provided for your protection and that of those around you. Do not reuse. That's important. But yeah, this is so cool. And it's like actual like barf bag material. I love this. This is so on brand. This is perfect. I love this so much. You also get the art book, which is printed very, very glossy. It feels like those books that you get. If we go to like a boutique store, we get a bunch of boutique stores here in Texas, and they always have like a little children's section. And in that children's section, they have a bunch of like super religious books. That's what this feels like. But obviously, not that. Is not that. Then we have the soundtrack Arts Mix Volume 1. We'll give this a spin later. We'll see how the soundtrack sounds. And then we have the actual game itself, which we'll crack open here. Little side note, little shill, little sponsorship here, self-sponsorship. I picked this up from my store, Pixel Junkie. We do video games, we do retro, we do current, we do modern, which is the same as current. So you also have the game, which you got front art, and we'll get a front art. That's stupid. And then you get the back art. And then you have the disc. You have a full props to them. Genuine props to them. All my collector homies know we love a good manual. I love a manual. I love a manual so much. It even goes as far as to give you each character and then all of their special moves, their combos, or at least it seems, controls, trophies. Man, this is a good. Who made this game? Selectaplay, developed by Relevo. Props to them. That is a good manual. And you have the disc, reversible art. Oh, the reversible art just has the cover art from the front. That's interesting. That's cool. So I noticed too with some of this, they have the art on the front. Yeah, it's the same art. Okay, so they have the art with and without her face. And I wonder if that's for the like Sony censorship stuff. Like this cover art couldn't have that, just like forward facing, like out in a store on the shelf. So they have it on the inside. So if you want the gory version, it's on the inside. But it's the exact same art. They just exact same art. That's really funny. That's a funny pun. Let's get this poster opened up. If I can do it with these gloves on. No! Oh god! Oh no, I can't get it open. Let's see what we got. So on this side, let's lay this out. Hopefully you can see it. So that looks so cool. Hopefully you can see that really well because I don't know if there's a way for me to get a good zoom on this. And then it's reversible. And on this side, it's got the cover art for the game, which is cool. But this is what I would consider getting framed and hung up. That is genuinely such cool art. I'm not gonna make the joke again. You know that it's there. You know that I was thinking about making the joke, and really, that's all that matters to me. So let's start with the box. So you can see the censorship icon here, the sticker. You can peel this off if you want. Like I said, I'm going to leave it. I think it's really cute. Very, very whimsical, very fun. Then you have side art. And the whole thing's on a mat, but the Terrifier logos are all glossy, which I really like when boxes do that. And then you have the back, which breaks down what's in it, but it also, it's hard to do in these gloves. This peels right up. So you can just remove this if you want, and then it's just got the back of this art. So it kind of goes all the way around. Then we have the poster, which I already busted out and showed you. I don't think you're going to get a better image of that. It's too big. We have the game itself, which has front art, back art, and then you've got the full manual, which is really cool. And you have the game disc, which is very clean, really like it. And then the reversible art, which is the same as the cover art for the box, just uncensored. And you have her on it. And then if you come over to this again, you have the same art, but they like photoshopped her out. I'm assuming for the censorship reasons that Sony runs into every now and then. And then you've got the manual, and I mean, it is a manual. It is detailed. You got the stats, you got the combos for all of the characters. It's so cool, dude. You have the controls, you have screen, tutorials, you have trophies. This is a really good manual. I'm not going to harp on it again because I did a second ago already, and you don't need to hear it twice. But props to Select Division. They did a damn good job designing that manual. You have the soundtrack, and you know what? Let's bust this guy open, see what this actually looks like. Because I am curious. Will I probably ever play this soundtrack? No, probably not. Oh, these gloves make it so hard to do anything. Let's try that again. There we go. When you do your unboxing, when you buy this game, don't wear the gloves. do not wear the gloves. They make it impossible to grab anything. They are too slick, but I have committed to the bit. So I am going to keep wearing the gloves despite how hard it has made all of this. Soundtrack, which looks like it just has the same art back here. Actually, that's the art from the back of the case. That's cool. And then you have the track list of the actual soundtrack here. And we've got the art book. Now, hopefully this shows well on camera because it is extremely glossy. But when you get her open, you have some really good, very detailed art. So, I mean, you got like up here on this page, firefighter clown, you have their attack animations, you have their death animations, you have their hurt, their walk, you know, everything like that. You have bosses. And again, I hope this shows well on camera. It's very glossy. If not, I'll try to post some pictures up, kind of to the left or right. I guess Damien Leone is a boss character in the game. That's really cool. You have just a really, really well done art book. I really like this a lot. Animations, behind the scenes, very well done. Good job. You have the barf bag, which is probably my favorite detail. I love this. This is so cool. And it's an actual, it's an actual bag. You could use it as a barf bag. Just kidding. Just kidding. We're having fun here. We're joking. We're being silly. But yeah, you can take a second and read that. It's the same front and back. And then you've got the sticker sheet. That's it. You got the sticker sheet. The pins, which is a very, very cool. I don't really have a use for this. I don't really do much displaying of pins. Like my leather jacket and everything is just clean and plain. But I do think this is very cool. I'll leave them in the box. Maybe I'll find a use for them in the future. But if you're into collecting pins, worth picking up. And then we have these two things. So I have no idea what these are. I hate that the way that they're sealed means I'm probably going to have to rip the envelope, which I don't want to do. But there's this one addressed from art. And there's this one addressed with the T, with like the Terrifier logo on it. So let's do the art one first. Oh man, I don't want to rip anything. Oh God, oh the humanity. Oh God, oh no, why did they do this? Oh, that made me sick to my stomach. Okay, so that's open. And we have a serial killer letter. So it says,
I've been a gamer pretty much my entire life. Some of my fondest memories from my childhood were going to a local arcade at the mall and playing side-scrolling beat-em-ups with my friends. Seeing my own character starring in one now makes my inner kid so happy. This is all because fans like you have supported us. Thanks for putting a big old smile on this clown's face. David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown.
So you get a letter. It's printed. It's not like handwritten or anything, but it's some of that serial killer cutout style from David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown. Really cool guy. I've never met him, but I've only heard good things about him. And then we have another letter. These gloves, I cannot stress to you how inconvenient these gloves make everything. I'm going to try this time instead. No, that's not going to work because then I'm going to rip the T. So only critique I have for this collector's edition is the way that they did this. I wish that they would have gone with some other route. So I don't have to rip it. I don't want to rip it. So this is from Damien Leone, the director, and it says, "Dear Terra fans, I just want to take a moment to say how truly grateful I am for each and every one of you. Your passion and support have taken Terrifier from a gritty little horror film to something far beyond anything I could have ever imagined, the exciting world of video games. I'm insanely excited to announce the release of Terrifier, the arcade game, a brutal, retro-style beat-em-up that feels like a love letter to the games I grew up playing as a child, only doused in more blood. Thanks Splatterhouse, Streets of Rage, and Final Fight, but with Art the Clown and a lot more carnage. The amazing team behind the game did not hold back. The gore is glorious, and the attention to detail would make any fan of this demented franchise proud. Thank you again for making dreams like this possible, and may this game bring you joy to your retro-loving, horror-filled hearts. Now grab a controller and let the slaughter begin. Stay terrified, Damien Leone. And again, it's not like handwritten or anything. It is printed, but it's really cool. I like it a lot. This whole collector's edition, especially with the letters and everything, does really feel like a genuine love letter to the fans, and I really like that. I do appreciate that. You don't see that a lot. Sometimes collector's editions just kind of feel like a cash grab or a way to like squeeze some extra money out of the fan base. This was MSRP at $90, I believe, 80 or 90, somewhere around there, which is almost the price of just a base new game now. And it's obviously not some like AAA masterpiece that's going to, blow everyone's minds or whatever. This isn't The Last of Us, right? But they don't want it to be. This is for fans, by fans, it seems, and I really, really do like that. I don't think that the average person who picks up something like this is going to be like blown away by it, but I do think that even someone like me who self-admittedly does not really with side-scrolling beat 'em ups at all, I like Splatterhouse for the aesthetics, and I like the TMNT games, but that's it. Even someone like me will really, really like this because I'm a Terrifier fan, and I like Terrifier. And I love the notes. The letters really just push it over the edge for me. This is absolutely worth picking up. I grabbed mine from my store, Pixel Junkie. We have a couple left in stock on PS5, a couple left in stock on Switch, and then I'll drop a link to our website below where you can snag it there. But I mean, just a phenomenal, really well done collector's edition. Definitely worth snagging if you're into Terrifier. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Gotta get these gloves off. I can't move anything.